You give Frost a message from me.
This is Culture Unmasked. I'm Madison Hawthorne with Golden Tree Publishing, and I'm here with Newman. You want to go ahead and introduce yourself real quick?
What's up, Newman? I am well-rounded person, write books, create content. That's about it. You can find me on Instagram at ChrisNewman216. None of my work's there, but you can find me there.
Right.
Right.
What's happening, everybody? My name is Raymond Youngblood. My art name is Ray's Arts. I'm a digital freelance illustrator. I'm actually wearing one of my designs and another one on my hat. I don't want to take my hat out too much because my hair is a mess, but check it out. And you can find these designs on my Redbubble site. Just redbubble.com/Rays-Arts, RAIZ-ARTS. You can also find me on Instagram at Rays_Arts. I have a Patreon, Ray's Arts, all one word. And my Twitter is Ray's Arts, all one word.
Cool. And you can find me at GoldenTreePublishing.com, as well as Golden Tree Publishing on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And then you can find this podcast on Golden Tree TV or Podbean, Amazon, wherever you find podcasts. You can find a Culture Unmasked podcast. But I guess we'll get right into it here. Today we're going to talk a little bit about printing comics and the setup, and there's some things with paper going on, making comics cost more. We're going to talk about that. But first, anything y'all seen today or this week or last week?
Oh, it starts with me.
It starts with you, man.
Yeah,
JoJo's just came out with part 6, Stone Ocean.
Okay, yeah, I seen that, but I still haven't finished the Italian one.
Oh, the Rohan Kishibe.
Yeah.
It's not mandatory. I
know, yeah, because it's all their own story.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I'd probably prefer to see that.
Although
I'm almost, I haven't seen the last episodes. I just stopped watching it.
yeah, I thought that the Rohan Kishibe had a really strong first episode, but like after that it was kind of meh. Like there's nothing wrong with the show, but like it just the actual like Stone Ocean's pretty good. And like it's weird, like I don't know like how much you guys know about like the history of JoJo's, but with Stone Ocean, like it's kind of treated like the redheaded stepchild of the series. But like I was watching a video, and really it should be celebrated as like the end of an era. Like it's literally the last part until Araki basically like retcons and restarts his JoJo world. So like it's kind of cool, and to see like a female protagonist, and like it was before female empowerment was like this thing that you had to do. She's just like a normal girl. Like I like her a lot. Yeah, she's super cool. But I watched that. My godbrother's been begging me to watch this anime called Jobless Reincarnation. And I was like, man, like...
It's like that was a part-timer?
Yeah, it's like another one of them, like, isekais. Yeah, I'm like, I don't want to watch another isekai. But I'm so glad that I did. It's really good. It's about this, like, nerd that was a NEET and, like, ended up dying. And he gets reincarnated as a baby in a different world, but he still has all of his memories from his past life, and like he learns magic and all types of stuff. It's really, really cool. And he's like a 10-year-old, but he's like really like this 40-year-old dude on the inside. It's like it's hilarious. I recommend it.
What type of cartoon is it? It's not anime. It's like
it's an anime.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It sounds like
isekai is like a genre of anime where like
I thought that was a person.
No. Isekai is a world, like an anime where you're like pulled into another world.
Okay.
Yeah, like people don't notice like or like related to this, but like Digimon was an isekai. For real.
Oh, word. Okay.
Yeah. But the big trend lately has been to kill your protagonist in their world and then have them like somehow end up in another world. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Usually it's Truck-kun that takes out the person in the real world. But it could be anything. You could slip and fell on a banana peel, anything. But you wake up in another world and start a new adventure. It's like an RPG anime almost. But like it's dope. It's dope. I check it out.
How many are there? Like, can you name any famous ones?
How many isekai are there?
The famous ones. Like, I know you said Digimon.
Some of the more popular ones right now is Rising of the Shield Hero, which I like. ReZero, which I really like. Then there's like That Time I Was Reincarnated as a Slime. There's So I'm a Spider, So What. There's like most of those animes with like super long, ridiculous titles are isekai. Yeah. But no, this is a good one. So
What's it called again?
Jobless Reincarnation. I don't remember the Japanese words for it, but it's good. It's on Crunchyroll and Funimation, and it's dubbed and subbed. So you can pick your poison.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And y'all said y'all like the dub ones better.
I said I like dub only because it's good for whenever I'm working. Like, my Japanese isn't good enough for me to be able to watch a full episode and know what's going on. So I'd rather watch it in English while I'm getting some work done.
Okay.
I'm subs. But I say you can't read subs and do other stuff.
Yeah.
I was gonna say now while working.
Right.
But like, if I'm just chilling on a Saturday, like, I'll watch anime in Japanese.
Why do you prefer subs? Because it's a cartoon, so it's not like you following along with the mouth or anything.
What do you mean?
You know what I'm saying?
With
like
the mouth flaps.
Yeah. When you watching a movie.
Right.
You can see like, oh man,
but with subs you get a more accurate translation of what they're saying.
It's very true.
Because when you're doing dubs, they're trying to match them out. So they're cutting it short, or maybe some things don't quite make sense if you say it in English. So they just say something else that would make sense to someone who speaks English, but with accuracy, with subs you get a better accuracy of what, like, it could change the whole meaning of some things sometimes, like, you know, depending on what it says in English versus what it says in the subs. And you can watch, like, you can put the subtitles on and watch the dub at the same time, and you'll be like, wait a minute.
And also, like, some things culturally are changed too, like especially like with older dubs, they wouldn't really transfer like the more Japanese jokes, because they figured that an American audience wouldn't get them. Now we're a bit more cultured in that way, and so like they feel more comfortable allowing us to get those, but a lot of stuff would be changed for cultural context.
Oh, so you gotta go back and watch those Dragon Ball Z's then.
Oh yeah.
Gotta go back, yeah,
for sure. I mean, we didn't even get the Goku Pat scene when he was a kid, because, like, you know, we're in America. If y'all don't know what the Goku Pat scene is, then you're too young to be watching this. What you're doing? But
what you doing?
Goku meets Bulma and ends up patting her to figure out that she's a girl. She's a girl. Yeah.
I can picture his face.
Yeah, he was staunchly confused because Bulma was the very first girl that he ever met in life.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. And he was 12, so imagine his surprise.
I don't know what this is, but I like it.
Yeah. I'll tell you what else he did in that scene off the camera.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Goku.
You know what I'm talking about, right, man?
Yeah.
It's wild. Like, Toriyama's a wild dude for setting that joke up the way that he did. He's wild.
Oh, that's funny.
But yeah, so that's all I saw. What about you guys?
I'll say there's 3 things. It was this movie, 8-Bit Christmas.
Okay.
I
wanted to watch that.
I like that joint.
It was good, man. Like, it's funny. Everything's geared towards the 80s now, because it's just like, all right, what can we do that's different?
Right.
But it's nostalgic. You know what I'm saying? It's nostalgic. It brings me back. I'm able to just sit there and enjoy it. TV shows and everything. But I watched it with my son. And it was fun just watching it. They was like the Power Glove, and kids like wanting to see that, and having to talk on the walkie-talkie, and you know, it's always a mission. Everything was a mission back in the 80s, how to find out how to get something. So it was with Neil Patrick Harris, and I don't know nobody else, other actors and stuff. But Steven Zahn, I think, was his father. Only thing I didn't like about the movie is the whole thing was about him getting something. And then at the end...
Spoilers.
Yeah, at the end, it was about something different. And I was just like, man, like that threw me through a complete loop. I didn't see that coming at all at the end. Like he said, spoilers. I don't really want to touch on it, but yeah,
So
it was a fun
They
movie.
didn't leave any breadcrumbs to like show.
Very little.
Okay.
Very little. It just
Yeah.
you kind of know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And I was just like, wait, what? It was a good movie, man, but I felt like they just threw that at the end.
I like the ending though. I thought it was straight.
It was good, yeah.
It was good. It was like you could tell they took like a page out of like they were probably, it's like they tried to make a newer Christmas story.
Right.
Basically is what they did. They just put it in the 80s.
Okay.
I think, but it's good. Yeah, I enjoy it. It's a good Christmas movie. It's funny. I thought it was funny.
Oh yeah, I was cracking up the whole time.
Do you think it'll become like a classic, like Christmas story?
I don't
I
know.
don't think so.
I don't know.
I just never seen it advertised.
Right.
I just randomly saw it scrolling through. It's on HBO Max.
Okay.
I mean, it could be. It could be on that level, but it's like I don't know if it
even has a reach.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll catch on or not, but
Maybe if they put it like on a TBS, where like not everyone who has HBO Max has like a reach to see it. You know what I mean? But
there
I
really
just
is
saw
still a
no
surprising
marketing.
amount of people that have cable, so you might not be wrong.
Yeah, I just heard someone had cable like in real life, man. I didn't know that existed.
Yeah, my dad chastised me for not having cable, and like it's like my dad. I'm like, okay, boomer. But my sisters, not Google, our phones just launched off. But
Oh dang.
my sisters definitely were
Here's
like,
some results from the web.
sorry about that. Dang, Google.
You keep saying, don't say that.
it's listening.
My fault. We'll edit that out later. Probably not.
I said no,
But but my sister was like, no, like you should have cable. I'm like, y'all are my age. What are we talking about? But I don't know, man. So I was surprised by that.
Yeah, check it out though, man. There'll be something to watch with the girl. Just like, man, let's watch something different. Check it out. Then I watched this thing called Santa Inc.
Okay.
It was a animation about a girl elf. Now she wants to take over the legacy of Santa, and it's for mature audience.
Okay.
It's on HBO Max. Like, I mean, they're F-bombing this, yo, suck my D this.
Dang.
I was about to watch it.
That's how they get down in Santa's workshop.
Man.
I was about to watch it with the kids. I'm like, oh, look, this is a little cartoon. It's called Santa's Inc. As I'm about to push play, it said TVMA. I was like, oh, man, no, I don't think it's working. I'm just like, yo, because
So you
it's
thought it was for the kids. Come on, kids,
Dog.
gather around.
The way they set it up, like this little elf looking up at Santa on his chair. Nope. It was almost like set up like the Mad TV when they used to do the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and the
With the
snowman.
claymation,
Yeah.
yeah, that was funny.
Oh, dog, those was hilarious. But then she wanted to do her political thing. Well, you know, he was like, well, I was about to get a black Santa Claus. Well, now we need a female one. I want to make changes. And I was like, as soon as they did that, I want to make changes. We got to do this whole progressive things. Like, all right, man, I'm tired of this stuff.
No
I'm
for you,
tired
huh?
of it. Yeah. I tried
So
to,
you had
man.
to tap out.
I'm just, man, just, I'm for progression and all. It don't have to hit everything, man.
Right.
It don't have to hit everything, but whatever. It was some funny moments, and then the last thing I watched was I never watched, thought I did, but I realized I never did, was Attack on the Titans. So
Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan, yeah.
Okay.
The giant.
Yeah.
Giants? Okay.
I didn't watch it. I thought I did.
Wait, like the anime or like?
The anime.
Okay.
The anime.
What do you think?
I'm on episode 18.
Okay, you had the boring part.
Season 1?
Season 1.
Okay.
Season 1. I almost kind of predicted what was going to happen. I was like, man, in my head, I'm like, on episode 4, I was like, that'll be dope if, like, they was eating people and the people, because they didn't know where these people came from, and they said they weren't eating these people for, like, food, but these people were somehow turned into these titans, and then, like, the dude turned into one, but I know, like, something has to do with his dad's basement. They didn't get to that yet. So like I'm interested. They got me hooked. I like watching it. Like just like with the action, like how they set it up. And y'all saying it's boring. I get it's boring, but I can follow the story, and I'm interested to what's gonna happen next.
No, it's good. It's
Yeah.
good. But there's a slog like season 2.
Season 3 was where the slog was for me.
Yeah.
When with the humans, like when it became like more human focused.
Spoilers.
I mean, that's not really.
Oh, you can't spoil it for me.
Yeah,
man. I'm gonna watch it all.
I feel like that's not like a major spoiler.
No, it's good though, and they got the January. The final season's coming out.
Yeah.
For that.
Once you
What, it
catch
took a
up,
long time off because it said 2013.
yeah. So between season 1 and season 2 was like the longest break ever.
Right.
Yeah.
For real.
But like
okay.
after that, they were kind of like on it semi regularly.
Yeah.
Okay.
The manga just finished. Was it earlier this year or was it last year?
I think it finished last year.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's been done, but I think they said they changed the ending for the for the anime from what it was in the manga. So
What's going on?
The ending wasn't that bad, but people were pissed.
Was this a comic book turned to manga? Or was this just all manga?
It was it was a
okay.
manga that turned into an anime.
Okay.
But yeah, nah, people did not like the ending. I don't understand why they didn't like the ending, but yeah, there was a whole lot of like angry people on Twitter.
Okay. Cause yeah, there was just so much stuff. I'm like, man, I gotta start watching more just because I enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
So
if you have time, after you watch the first part of season 3, or is that the later part of season 2? First part of season 3. Once you get done watching that, go back rewatch season 1. Your whole mind is just going. Like Isayama is a genius writer, and like he's not somebody that pulls his plots out of his butt. Like yeah, like if you rewatch it, it recontextualizes so many scenes for you. Like it's actually crazy.
Oh,
like dude is phenomenal. Like I love his work.
yeah.
I didn't like his drawings at first. I didn't really like it until like season 3-ish content in the manga. But at first I couldn't stand his artwork.
For real.
Yeah, but not to say that he's bad. Like who am I? But
You raise arts, man.
yeah, but Ray's arts, you know, y'all know Ray's arts. Apparently, strangers know Ray's arts too. But Ray's arts is still growing. But no, Isayama, man, like he's top tier writer for me.
Yeah.
He's really good.
All right. So I'm enjoying it. Like that whole the dude is tired of this village he's in. He wants to get to the outside. See what the outside is. I get that, man.
Yeah.
I get that. Like you said, it's going to wrap around once you get to the other seasons and kind of understand because his dad in the first season just had like a critical part in the first 2 episodes,
right,
and was gone. But I'm just like, oh nah, something's up with this dude. You know, he's a part of something, and as long as it don't go the government BS, I can't wait. I can't wait. Yeah, so it's fun.
Yeah, no, that's good. I'm looking forward to the end of that this year coming up.
You read it?
No, I never picked up the manga.
Oh man,
So,
okay.
I just watched the show. Yeah.
Man. Read the manga after you're done with the anime. Just like the last like probably 10 chapters. Because I imagine that's what they're going to change. But yeah, read those and let me know like if you agree with the original ending.
Yeah, we'll see.
It'll take like 30 minutes.
To get through all of it.
To read like the 10 chapters? Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't take that long to read comics.
Yeah.
You read a comic in 10 minutes, 5 minutes. But
I'll be enjoying it because I look at every piece of paper that's on the ground and I try to indulge in the whole thing.
See, it's readers like you that will make my comic like feel appreciated. So,
Yeah.
but I'd be done in 10 minutes.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
And you be understanding it?
Yeah. I'm a trained veteran, man.
Yes.
yeah,
Man, that's
so you
what's
got
up.
trained eyes
Uh-huh.
to catch everything quick. Anything else?
Nah, those are the only 3 things that I've watched like in the last week, 2 weeks. Because we're going to be out soon. But that's it.
I'm trying to think if I've seen anything since the last time, but I said I seen an 8-Bit Christmas. I think that's about it. I don't think I've really watched anything. Oh wow! Well, I watched 60 Days In.
What's that?
The pure emotion.
It's a show where people volunteer to go to jail for 60 days,
What?
so that they can like tell the warden or whatever what's wrong with the jail.
A reality TV?
It's like a reality show.
I'm about to
It
Google
was
it.
on Netflix.
No, we're good on that. That's wild.
I watched it. I watched that. I watched a couple episodes of that, and I was just like, "This is just ridiculous."
Did any of them look like us, the volunteers?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
We would choose?
Yeah.
If you pay me for 60
They
days,
say, I don't
it
know how much
depends.
they get paid, like per day, if they make it, or you know what I mean. It's a reality show, so yeah, they got all types of people.
Man, tell us the
Men,
first
women,
episode.
female, black, white, whatever. They
Wow.
they go in there and it's like it's not like it's not like the federal pen, like you know what I mean. It's
Yeah.
like county and it's jail. It's not prison. You know. What I mean?
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? It's not. You know, they're not in there with people doing 30 years. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
You know what I mean? Like they're
Okay.
not doing that. But
That's so crazy.
I watched that. It was interesting for sure. But it's like reality TV. It's like how much of it is real,
Right.
really real. But I watched that and just out of nowhere. So and then I think that's about it. Like I'm trying to think anything else. No. That's it.
60 days in.
But
Yeah,
yeah.
that's so wild to me.
60 days? I'm just trying to think of the people you going to get to do this. Like, that's 60 days without work.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what
That's
I'm saying.
mental
They must get,
anguish.
They must get
They
some
gotta
type of
get,
money.
yeah.
You know what I mean? To do it. But yeah, it was like police officers and people working with troubled youth talking about I want to. See what they got to go through if they get, and all that. I don't know. Whatever their story is.
There's no rehabilitation in prison, man.
No.
They
Or
have,
in
And I
jail.
can believe that should change, right?
they had one dude, he did it, and then he came back again to do it again. To do it again.
That dude, he must have been homeless. They found the
I was like, yo,
Man.
wow. Like, you want to do it again? They must have paid you good, man.
Oh, man.
For getting through that. Like, for real.
This guy said, we get royalties?
Right.
You get royalties? Yeah, that's hilarious.
Oh, I seen that Encanto.
Oh,
What did you think?
So, it was good.
Yes.
It was good. I
Uh-huh.
liked it. I see what you're saying about the songs.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I don't know that if that's because, like I would agree, but then I'm like, you know what? But maybe if you're Hispanic, they stick more. 'Cause
Maybe.
there's that English Hispanic mix into it, like into most of the songs. So like maybe it sticks more. Other than that, like I said, I mean, it was a decent Disney, Pixar Disney thing that they did. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great.
You feel like the resolution came too quick, huh?
No. I think the resolution was fun. I think what they did is we just talked about that at the last, like how many characters, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was like I don't want to give any spoilers for people who want to watch it, but it was like there was so many characters. The family was so big that the problem didn't seem like it was big enough, right? It was it seemed like it was just between like two people. But they made it seem. But then they're like telling you that it was between the whole thing, and it's just because it's like too much to try to put into a movie that you're trying to get done in 2 hours.
I agree.
Yeah.
And like the thing is, even if you would have taken like two of those songs off, it still wouldn't have changed like the actual problem.
Right.
You know. So yeah, no, yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah. So that was my only issue with it, but it was pretty good. Up next is
Spider-Man.
Eternals.
Really?
I'm gonna see Spider-Man. I don't want to go see Spider-Man the weekend it comes out because I don't want to sit in a crowded theater.
True story.
Oh man,
True story.
I live for those moments. So like, I'm mad. So I got my ticket like, when did they start selling? Like a month ago. I got it the day after they were on sale, and I still got a crappy seat. So
Yeah,
I remember when the first Spider-Man came out, the very first one.
Mm-hmm.
We went to see it opening night. Right, it was sold out, crazy, right? Because like that was like the thing that set everything off, right?
Right.
Like all the superhero movies, because
Yeah.
it did so well. Like it just killed. Well, it killed for its time. I think it did like 110 million.
Right.
You know, now like that was back in like 2002 or whatever it was. So that was huge, right? That was like the all time almost like before Avatar and all of that. Like only Titanic was like holding up to it. And I remember it was all sold out. The chaplain at our school had the tickets, and he had all these kids already going. And there was one ticket left, and I was like, "I'm gonna go. I want that ticket." Like he asked, and I was like, "I want that ticket." And my homie Kirk was like, "No, I want to go. I want that ticket." And so we were like, and we both just went, right?
Man.
And we were like, "We'll figure it out."
Did y'all figure it out?
So they got the tickets, right? They hand all the tickets out. Of course, there's not enough tickets. It's
Right.
sold out. One of the tickets, so they hand out all the tickets. But what happened is when they printed all the tickets out, because it was out of kiosks, right? They print out the receipt, shaped just like the ticket. So we all, there's so many people going into that theater. The lady's just grabbing stuff and tearing it,
That's
and tearing it.
hilarious.
So I just hand her the receipt. She's like, and I'm like, oh, we in. We good. I made it happen some way,
We do
somehow.
not condone people.
I do. That is dope.
Some way, somehow. No. Actually,
They don't do that.
I had a ticket. I think somebody who was already set up to go got the receipt. Like
That's-
somebody who was been supposed to go, and me and my friend ended up with real tickets, so they was about to be left out. But I was watching them. I was like, yo, I hope they get in.
That's
And the lady just grabbed
funny.
the receipt, ripped it, and then we all got our seats, and somebody was standing. Like I don't know. But low key, there was like 10, 15 people standing watching the movie.
yeah.
And people, and I remember people was in there, full Spider-Man costumes on, sitting in the seats watching the movies.
Oh, they was doing it back then?
Yeah, back
man.
then.
This is back
Yeah,
before
that was
Heath
huge.
Ledger
Like,
messed everything up.
What you mean?
Heath Ledger's Joker messed everything up.
I never heard of that.
Cause after you guys remember the threats with Dark Knight?
Oh, you mean in Colorado? The
mean
dude
when
came
the-
and shot the
when the
thing?
dude shot that.
Yeah.
He wasn't dressed up as Joker.
I thought he was dressed up as Joker.
Man, I thought it was just.
Wasn't he dressed up as Joker?
I didn't hear
I
that.
don't know.
I can't say no. I didn't hear
I
that.
don't think so. I don't remember that.
I mean, I've been wrong
I don't
about
think
movie
he was
facts
dressed
before.
up.
I'm pretty sure he was dressed up as Joker. But
I didn't know people
but I
were
was
doing
wrong before. Remember the whole Invisible Man fiasco.
But yeah, that was just a sidebar. But yeah, I remember that the first Spider-Man. I'd say, and that was packed. But now, I don't. If I go to movies, I try to go early.
Mm-hmm.
I
want to be the only one in the theater.
The best thing about going to movies early is you old people watch all the movies we watch. They just they just go early. They just go at the 10:30 show. You know what I mean? You go watch Wolverine and there's mad old folks in there. You know what I mean? Go watch freaking Soul Plane. Mad old folks in there.
That's true.
They just there early. Like they it's not like they not watching what we watch. They watch it. They just trying to avoid the crowds too. They don't want to deal with it.
Funny.
That's us now.
Ironically, I did actually watch the first 3 Spider-Man movies this week. The third one's not as bad as we pretend it is. That fight between Harry and Spider-Man is super cool, and I wish I would have seen it in theaters. I'm really mad I robbed myself of that moment.
I think the thing that ruined that movie was the dance. Him walking through dancing.
That didn't
like
fit.
it
Didn't
was
fit the movie.
That skinny Venom.
Yeah,
I get it, but
wasted Venom. It was like pointless.
But like
he needs some milk.
Harry as a hobgoblin, well, I don't know. They didn't really call him that, but like that's essentially was his function.
Right.
Really, really well done until they gave the man amnesia. But spoilers on an almost 20-year-old movie, by the way, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still enjoy watching all 3 of them back to back.
I think I can watch them. I just enjoy the newer one so much.
Hell yeah. Tom Holland's a great.
Yeah,
both.
yeah, those are good. The forgettable Andrew Garfield ones.
I liked Andrew
I like
Garfield.
the first one. I like the first one.
I think Andrew Garfield made a great Spider-Man. I just think he was too cocky of a Peter Parker. Like
He didn't seem smart.
That's what they say. But
Yeah.
I just think he looked the part, but he wasn't the part. You know what I mean? Like he looked the part, but those movies aren't bad though.
They're not.
Just Reggie, they're just regular. Like, I don't know how to say it. Like, but yeah. Anything else?
I think I'm good.
Cool. I guess we'll get into the topic a little bit today. Like I said at the beginning, just a little bit about printing comics and things like that. Especially right now, there's a paper shortage, if you will. So the cost is going up for printing, which is hurting a lot of people because the margins are already super slim on comics as it is. Mm-hmm. But I wanted to talk just a little bit about sourcing and also a little bit about like formatting because I had Ray send me something over and then I sent him something to reformat it. But in general, there's a lot of templates out there for different printing companies that you can grab when you're making your comic. So like if you do this before you start making your comic, so you have it, you don't have to change anything, or like so that you have it so like you know exactly what the specifications are. So when you send something in to get a proof, for the most part it's going to be good. You're not going to have things cut off. Things are going to be where they're supposed to be, versus doing it and then finding out later where you got to move a whole bunch of stuff around. You got to move your letters around, or you got to move your bleeds because you had something that bleeded that was important or that looked cool and now it's cut off because of the trim. So you want to get your templates and stuff together before you even start making your comic is the best way to do it, because then you can just take that template, plug it in, and then that's how you set up all your panels and stuff based off of whatever size comic you're printing, manga size, standard size, jumbo size, whatever it is. You can do that. But also just sourcing printers, right? Like before you get to the point, it's like you don't want to be in a situation where you're ready to print your comic but you don't know who you're going to go to print, or you find like, it's cost too much to print something or something like that, which is for most people right now, it's going to either cost too much or it's going to be the right price, but it might be coming out of China or something like that. And it might take you forever to get your comic at this point, like just because the whole supply chain's been wrecked since, the lockdowns in 2020. A lot of things as far as like where comics go, and printing comics has been a struggle for a lot of people. But one of the things that I suggest people to do too is if you can just look locally at the printers in your area to see if they can do it there too. Because then one, if it's local, you don't have to pay any shipping because you can just go pick it up when they're done with it. And two, they might be able to offer you certain margins. They won't be as cookie cutter. They also might not be able to do it. But it doesn't hurt to ask, because they might be able to do some things for you that the standard or the popular printers that are out there, like Print Ninja and Kablam and things, can't do, because they kind of just, they have their set way they do it. These are our different page stocks and things like that, and this is the fees, and that's it. Whereas with another, like a local printer, you can tell them what paper you want. If you want a cheaper paper, they might be able to do that for you. And also they might not require like, certain margins and things like that. So check with your local printers, because, basically anyone who has a large volume printer should be able to print comics if you give them the specifications and stuff that you need and put them together for you. But it's just about like the margins. Like that's one of the things that I did like a while back here in Pittsburgh, but the margins were actually they didn't work out. Like some of the printers could do it, but it's actually cheaper for me to go through some of the other online people that I printed comics with. But I always encourage you to do that first, because depending on where you're at, it might be different. So that's one of the things to think about. And then also like now, I know Newman, you had mentioned like digital comics. So like people are talking about that as far as like, maybe you wait and you don't print anything until you see if things go down, but things could also just continue to rise. So one of the things you can do is just, you can go completely digital. I don't recommend that because I feel like most comic book readers actually want to read physical comics. I think the industry has kind of spoken, the consumers have kind of spoken on that. And I've said this on many podcasts before, there's a reason why nobody releases the digital sales numbers. Mm-hmm. And I think it's because they're not very good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, people don't want to, if they were like killing, then they'd be telling everybody about it. You know what I mean? They'd be like, we made this many sales and all of this, but nobody is really doing that, which is interesting. And there's a push for that because, of course, the margins are way better when you don't have to use any physical materials for the comic, right? So it's like, if you're Marvel or DC, you're still selling your digitals for the same price as you're selling your hard copy, which is crazy, by the way. It's like a ripoff. But no, for real. But at the same time, and that's all profit, right? They're not paying for any type of printing or pages or anything like that, right? And as an indie creator, it's the same way for you too, right? You don't have to pay for any printing or anything like that, so that helps your margins out as well. I would never fault any indie creator for selling their digitals as for the same amount that they sell their hard copies because I understand the game, right? You got to do what you got to do, but at the same time, that's something thinking you can just sit on it and go digital. The other way is, getting into comics isn't cheap. So one of the ways you can do it too to kind of help yourself out is if you're committed to comics and you're going to be selling them for a while. So everything, it's like anything, like wholesale. Like if you buy in bulk, it's cheaper. Mm-hmm. So what you could do is just buy a large amount of comics to offset the price and get it down as cheap as you can. And then just, try to sell them in, over a year or two. At the end of the day, it's like a bigger cost up front, but it's more money on the back end in general. And that's even when the comic prices are normal. Mm-hmm. It's that way. So it's like, if you're doing print runs of 10 or 20, just because you have a convention coming up or because you're selling online and that's kind of where you think you're at, you're going to be paying a lot more for your comic than if you're ordering 250 or 300 or 500 or if you do 3,000 or 4,000, you know what I mean, the bigger amount. Now obviously if you're not going to ever sell 3,000 comics and if you can't move 3,000 comics in 2.5 years, then obviously you won't want to do that. You just be taking up all your space in your house or wherever it is you store them things. But that's one of the things that can be done too. It's like just things to think about as far as like, taking a long-term approach to it, because even though it's like an upfront cost is a lot more, and on the back end you're saving, and you can always, again, like, if you're taking it serious as a business, that's something you can write off. Mm-hmm. Off of as an expense. So that's something to think about as well, especially like I said in this time where it's the paper shortage. It's not really like they're out of paper, like Newman was saying, like, you don't believe that they don't got no paper.
We got oxygen, we got paper.
We recycle paper to have more paper.
Right. It's not that it's that paper's not getting delivered because the supply chain's like jacked up. You know what I mean? It's like the same thing why nobody could get a PS5. It's not like they don't have the materials to make the processor chips. It's just that the materials and things are caught up in the supply chain. They can't get there to make them.
That's
and then
crazy.
They can't deliver them when they do make them.
You gotta go to StockX to get a ream of paper. At a 200% markup. That's nuts.
Because they still need to make their little
goals
yearly. That's all. We ain't getting into that. I ain't talking
Either
about
that or we still never recouped from the whole toilet paper thing of 2020.
Toilet paper thing. That was another little joke. Man, whatever.
Hey, that was wild. That was a wild. Like, that was stupid.
5 times more today than they were yesterday.
That's like that episode of Curb. Did you watch Curb? Where they found out my man was a whore?
Albert Brooke, was it Albert Brooke?
Yeah.
Oh man, I just finished that
If
season.
you don't watch Curb Your Enthusiasm, that's a show. I should say I've been watching that too. But
Yeah.
I've never watched it, but y'all's reaction to whatever that was,
You've never seen it?
I've never seen it.
it's funny.
It's 11
It's a
seasons
funny
deep.
show. Yeah,
It's
Every season's been funny,
oh,
hilarious.
man.
It's a-
30-minute
it's a
episodes
order.
are hour long.
30.
Okay.
He's a, how dare you? I'm out of here. I don't want to be associated with you.
But yeah, so those are some things to just think about in printing. Anything, questions you guys, or anything you guys want to add at all?
I definitely, appreciate your patience in that regard. The only things that I've personally ever gotten printed were actual prints.
Right.
Although I'm curious because I don't know if I just got lucky or what. I don't think I told you guys, but remember that comic that I did for Yona Harvey earlier this year?
Yeah.
So that actually got printed, and I just got the physical book. And man, do my comics look good on real paper.
Did you get the gloss finished, the matted? What is the...
It's just regular comic paper. Like you would get out of a graphic novel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe 70-pound gloss.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
But it looks so good. I'm actually... That's the prop I'll bring in next week. Guys, so real quick, I have a prop. I thought that I was going to be able to get this somewhere easy for people to be able to see, but it's too big.
You easily see it, but you won't easily see us.
Nobody else.
Yeah. So, I'm going to bring something smaller next week. And that's what I'm going to bring. I'm going to bring that comic.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Probably, I didn't design the cover, but if we use those little paper holders, we can actually open. I have a book holder.
Open it up. Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it looks really
done
good.
good?
Yeah, it looks really good.
Are they selling that comic, or what are they?
They are. So they did a Kickstarter, and their Kickstarter was fully backed. I believe that they will be selling it in stores as well. So I'll give you some more info next week.
Bet.
Yeah. But thank you for your patience with that, because I've never had to get my pages printed for an actual magazine that I had to do before. So I definitely learned a lot there. Definitely use your templates. They're really easy to make changes on. Luckily, that was just a one-page thing. I'll be doing an ad for ATA, right?
Right. Yeah.
Which again, thank you for the opportunity. But as far as your actual comics go, make sure to use your templates, because when it comes time to print, you guys are gonna run into issues. This guy is gonna run into issues because comic pages are done, so I'm gonna have to just reformat a lot of stuff, which shouldn't take too long, but it'll take a Saturday or something to do.
Right.
So I'll get some coffee and some non-coffee and drink both of those things. Just get it done.
But like you were saying, you don't want to rely on everything digital. That's kind of been my hesitance with my book, in terms of it's a children's book. It went from 14 pages to 26. Mm-hmm. Because I don't have a marketing budget and plan to release it, how much do I get printed out? Because the more you get printed out, the more it's cheaper. You know what I'm saying, per print. So it's just okay, I know it could be successful, but I don't have a marketing plan for not even just a region, but within the states, to the West Coast. Hopefully it gets overseas. But do I just do it digitally at first, and if it builds up its popularity, then print it out? Because I know I got to send them to the libraries.
You can
and
always
the
do a digital first kind of release, and then and then look into printers. It's a little different with books. Mm-hmm. Books are heavily read digitally.
Can you release books on Gumroad?
I don't even know what Gumroad is.
So Gumroad is definitely for comics, and I believe that you can do webinars on there as well, teaching classes for students on there. So maybe you can do books. I'll have to look into that. But like it's a platform.
Yeah, I've never even heard of that before.
Yeah, like a lot of creators actually use that and sell their comics and like different courses that they teach through Gumroad.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'll look that up. Yeah. But yeah, books are a little different because books are heavily read digitally. Like people make a lot of money selling books digitally.
Okay.
So that's a little different than comic books where, most of it's about the art in the panels, where it's like, children's book where it's like big pictures and then a lot of like, it's prose. Still.
Right.
It's like, it's a picture book.
I got you.
Like it's not really a comic book. Even a lot of people are trying to call these graphic novels. Man, I've been seeing some graphic novels and stuff nowadays that's like they're saying like they're graphic novels, but they're really just like 200-page picture books. Because it's like huge pictures and then paragraphs and paragraphs of writing. And I'm like, that's not really a comic book. That's more like a picture book that's,
In Japan, we would just call I don't live in Japan.
Dang, right? You Japanese, bro? You didn't tell me.
Apparently, man. In Japanese, I believe they would just call those visual novels. Because, like, like you just have your pages. You still have your novel, but, like, you have pages, like, of artwork sprinkled in between there. So, that's interesting. Which, like, in school, we in America, not we in Japan.
Which we you talk about?
I'm talking about the American we. We're starting to get a lot more visual novels translated here, and they're pretty good. So,
yeah. But I just want to touch on that printing for a little bit, because it's a lot of people been talking about that just in the comics sector, as far as like people trying to fulfill campaigns on Kickstarter or people trying to get ready for conventions next year. But yeah, that's it.
That's going to be separate. Yeah, that's going to be separate from the ink cost.
No. So the printing cost is going to be everything together, the paper and the ink and everything. Because
I'm waiting a couple more months. Hey, we got an ink shortage, so we're going to raise the price some more.
Who knows? Could be. They might just say that to raise the price, keep raising it.
If they say that,
so they out of business because nobody can afford to buy nothing from. Nobody can afford to get anything printed.
I'm gonna just go in the back and smush up some berries.
Different
some dirt berries in there, yeah, and fill the cartridges up that way.
So when you get it printed, a comic book, that's your print. That's your front page. Your the cover, the ink, but that's not distribution. They're just printing it for you. Correct.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You have to do that. Let that legwork yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, like, when it's my turn, I would probably do a 150 book run at first, just to see. But I mean, like, I'm selling a shonen style manga. It'll sell. It's super popular right now. I have all the faith in the world in the story, especially like the beginning chapters. I have nothing to worry about. It just needs to get done.
Yeah, for sure. Get here done.
Yeah.
Anything else y'all want to add to that?
No, man.
Y'all got any shout outs today?
I'll shout out this author. Their name is Mateo. I can't pronounce.
Yeah, I just glanced over, so I'm just like, how's he going to do that?
It's Ascaripor. If you never hear a name and you just read it, you try your best. So if I slaughtered your stuff, my fault. But the book is called Black Buck. It's basically a book about black people while navigating in America's workforce and overcoming the physical. Now I'm in my own head. The psychological and emotional tolls that it takes, man. So it's I wanted to give a shout out to that author and start reading more of their work because it was dope. Just that scope especially we were talking about the workforce, how it's kind of like changed to digital now. Mm-hmm. But there's still a lot of salesmen, which the workforce is about. So just as a black person, we was always told you had to, being in a corporate world, you had to be a certain thing, put on your work voice, and we got to work twice as hard just to get to this equal thing.
Yep.
Now, as I'm an entrepreneur, I don't deal with that. I'm saying? If you don't rock with me, you don't rock with me.
Right.
And like just knowing that, like, and knowing like we knew that existed, it's cool to read about.
Yeah.
So we could finally break that mold, even for our next generation. So definitely want to give them a shout out, and then, man, hopefully we break this mold, man, where we had to stop putting on these faces to go to work to try to fit in, just to get a paycheck.
Sorry,
but
about
do
that.
twice or three times as much work just to get that equal paycheck, and sometimes still not even equal. So, hopefully people read it, recognize it, make a change. It's for the people.
Speaking of authors,
We the people.
and speaking of we the people, not we the Americans, not we the Japanese, but we the people this time. I actually saw that Black Nerd Problems book. It's in Barnes and Nobles now.
Word.
Yeah.
Did they send you yours?
No, they did not.
No, I got mine on my
Hold on, what
stand.
y'all supposed to get a book from the convention?
Yeah. They had a logistic problem, and so like the books weren't delivered. So the first 25 people who went will get this book, Black Nerd Problems. Like you said. So everyone who's here, just send us a message on Instagram, take a picture, show us you were here, did it, got my book, read through it, it's dope. But you saw it in stores.
Yes, I did. I'm gonna buy it for sure. But damn, I'm a little hot. I forgot all about that, man.
That's funny.
It's cool. I'm still supported. Black Nerd Problems by William Evans and Omar Holman. We met them at BlurCon. The last con that I'm gonna go with my boy. Nah, just playing.
No, he for real.
We gonna have 1 or 2 fun cons to go to, but the rest is straight business.
Yeah,
That's it.
100, man.
It's
Black
already,
business.
like, it's already too late for me to like work at BlurCon. I think this year. So.
Oh,
next
word?
year. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry
Be
to
there
hear
next
that.
year.
Working? Oh yeah, they transfer.
Yeah, they
now.
Dusty,
Oh.
I'll be there. I might not ever be there again. I might not ever be there again after that. I don't
Man.
like the way they handled that. We talked in length.
How big is that
Okay.
table they letting you get?
This.
Chill.
Right, yeah, the size of the little desk we got right there. So if you bring that picture, dog, it's nothing else I
That's
can
all
put.
you got. That's all you
Nothing
got.
else I can put if you bring that thing. It's over.
Oh man. Yeah, we should talk a little bit later on in the year.
No doubt.
But that wasn't actually my real shout out. My shout out is Superman12. He is an author / illustrator for Saturday AM, which is a comic indie manga platform. He does really, really cool stuff. His comic is called Dream State. It actually just came back to Saturday AM. I love his art style. And his page is Supa, SUPA, Maine, MAINE 12. Check him out. You'll enjoy his stuff.
Cool. With my shout out, I've shouted them out before, but I'm gonna shout them out again because we got a comic coming out in 2022. I'm gonna shout out Brian Golden. You can check out his comic on Webtoons. It's actually complete, but there's a lot to read. I think he was doing it for maybe 4 or 5 years. Strawberry Seafoam. Great for kids. It's like all ages. It's about mermaids and things. You can check that out. But you can also check out his Instagram at bgolden. And yeah, just check him out, man. He's got some really dope art. His color work is amazing. It's some of the best colors that I see from anybody out there. It's really his own thing. It's like super unique because he's not trying to do the typical like flat colors that you see on comics. Everything's real bright and vibrant, but not washed out. But yeah, just check him out. He's got a lot of great work on there. But Newman, you want to tell people where they can find you at again real quick?
Instagram, Chris Newman 216.
Right?
You can find me on Instagram, Raiz Arts, RAIZ_ARTS. You can find me on Redbubble, Raiz-Arts, Twitter, Raiz Arts, Patreon, Raiz Arts. Yeah, hit me up.
Cool. And you can find us at GoldenTreePublishing.com. It's where we got all our comics. Yep, the ones all behind us right there. You can also check out our Indiegogo that we got going for ATOB Volume 1. So it's going to be issues 1 through 4. It's going to be a good way to get your hands on issue 4 really early before we release it probably in the spring or so of 2022. And you can check us out on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Golden Tree Publishing or on YouTube, Golden Tree TV. But until next time, peace.